Hello everyone, it's Moonkin FTW, back with another episode of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge. And in this episode we're making a Heartline Twister, which I don't think I've ever made before. And it's also one I am absolutely terrible at, because I barely ever make this. I don't think I've ever made this in RCT2 even. So I'm really bad at making a proper one. And it's very counterintuitive because it doesn't have any corners. It doesn't have any inversions other than, that twist. So it's really difficult for me to try and make a decent Heartline Twister. So, yeah, this is kind of the layout that I came up with. And I'm trying to make kind of like a futuristic theming for this. Which turns out is not going to be that easy. Because the pieces for the futuristic theming, they don't line up very well. And you'll see that in some of the designs I'm trying to incorporate into this roller coaster. You'll see that as we go along. So first of all, I wanted to have a futuristic looking station with this kind of, I don't know, futuristic bronze type of scenery, if you will. And you can already see here that I'm already struggling a little bit to try and find pieces that actually kind of match. And it is quite difficult. It's also because I never ever use this type of scenery. And I vaguely remember from the time that I played this in 2008, that the reason why I never made anything with this type of theming is because the pieces don't match that well compared to the Western theming or the regular theming, if you will. So that's one reason why I try to stay away from it. But I'm still trying to make something of it. That's also kind of the fun. It's just like a challenge for me to see. Okay, I'm not very familiar with the scenery. Can I still make something half decent? So I got the station design done. Here I wanted to make sort of like a tunnel again with the other part of the sci-fi theming. And you'll see here that I'm starting to run into some issues. So here I got a nice little metal tunnel, and then I can't place this piece below because it doesn't match. So I'm like, oh Jesus, what do I do now? So I'm going to use Vodin's girders and glass. Well, I'm going to use the girders to try and make some sort of like a metal frame that I can use to support this tunnel. It's going to look pretty janky, but I'm just improvising at this point and trying to use whatever I can. And of course, that's also the fun of this challenge. I'm challenging myself to not use scenery that I'm very familiar with. I'm trying to use scenery that I'm not very familiar with and very, it's very new to me. And therefore I have to improvise, and I'm learning a few new things, hopefully. But yeah, I'll be honest to say that in terms of theming or in terms of the ride, this is not my best creation when I'm looking back at almost 20 episodes of this series. But yeah, that's just the nature of the game. It's just, some roller coasters really work, and some roller coasters are not going to work either because I have no inspiration, or it's just a roller coaster type that I'm really bad with. Or it's just a really bad roller coaster type because I know the Heartline Twister is stat-wise one of the worst roller coasters you can get when playing a campaign, because it's just so awkward. I'm gonna add some futuristic theming here to just spice it up a little bit, but yeah, generally speaking, not the greatest. So this is what I came up with. It's not amazing, but it still has some decent theming, so not the worst. But yeah, it is what it is. I still think it's kind of nice. It does fit all the Heartline criteria. It's got some hills, it's got some switchbacks where you change directions, you change motions, you got a few twists. So I think it does tick all the boxes of a Heartline Twister. So yeah, it's okay. Again, not my best creation, but it'll work. It'll do. So yeah, and I think the guests will like it. It has decent stats. So, yeah, let's go ahead and save this. And then let's check out the POV, see what it's like to ride one. Because I don't think I've even ever ridden a Heartline Twister in terms of POV even in RCT3. So let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Let's go up the first lift hill, just a small drop for now. And then we should go into our first twist. Oh, that's actually a really cool effect, I'm not going to lie. That's really cool. Yes, we're going to go backwards now. Into the lift hill. Backwards, that's kind of cool. Getting up to a decent height. And we have a drop. Into another twist. Ooh. That's kind of weird for your, that looks kind of weird. Okay, we're going to switch back to forward motion. Into another twist. Small little hop here. Into another transition. Where we go backward again. Should be one final twist, I believe. Yes. Oh, that looks trippy, man. Not gonna lie. Does look kind of cool, the POV. And there we go, into the station, which for some reason is not showing some of the textures. I don't know why. Oh well. Well, there you go, guys. That is the Heartline Twister. Again, not my proudest creation, but I did what I could. And thank you very much for watching this episode. I'll be back, but until then, have yourself a wonderful day.